Hey guys, it's Gameface here and welcome back to episode 126 of my Leeds United career mode. Now in today's episode, we're going to be making some really big signings again, splashing the cash really this episode, bringing in some surprise players as well as obviously the players that you might have seen in the previous episode that I'm trying to get in, because we signed Andre Schürrle in the previous episode. If you didn't see that, then go ahead and click the link below and you can go ahead and watch it if you'd like to. So before we get into things, if we could go ahead and hit 20 likes on this video, that'd be really appreciated. Also, if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Some FIFA 17 stuff coming to you guys very shortly when the demo and the game comes out and that sort of thing. In today's episode, we're going to be focusing massively on transfers. Let's try and get in some really good players and hopefully just massively improve this team. So if you don't know, I asked for a ridiculous sum of money really from PSG for Gordon. It was about 25 million. The initial bid that they put in was about 6. Obviously, they've not matched it, but I just thought I'd test them completely there. We've also got some contract offers back. They've been accepted by those players. Basically, we've got these two guys here. One that includes Entep, the other that includes Samaris. Now, I really want to sign this guy, Promes, I think, Quincy Promes, I don't know. Let me know in the comments below if I'm pronouncing that one wrong. I'm going to accept that one straight away. I really like him. I've played with him on seasons. He's 87 overall. His finishing's fantastic. I've stuck him up front a few times before, I'm not going to lie, and it's incredible. That means we're not going to be signing this guy. I don't think I need him, to be honest. I've got Andre Schürrle in the team. I don't know. I'm probably not going to... I don't think I'll reject it just yet. I'll stall it for now, and I'll think about it. We'll see whether we do need Pereira or not, but certainly Quincy is a guy that I was after, and he goes straight into the team. He starts in the side as well. He's currently injured, though, for those of you who don't know. He's only out for a couple of weeks, though, so don't panic too much. I've not wasted that much money. I think it's about 2 weeks that he's out for, but I was prepared to wait for those 2 weeks in order to sign him. But there's also some other players we need to try and get in as well as wingers, that I've kind of mentioned in the last episode. The fact that we're selling Joe Gomez at the moment, we've had a bid accepted. Everything's going through at the moment. We might have him. Oh, wait. Okay, it's not going through. The transfer talks have broken down. We might have him leaving still, though, in this episode, possibly, if another bid comes in. A bid in for Lee Lucas, though, from Roma. A couple of the Italian clubs have been looking at him. We'll continue to reject the offers until a serious one comes in. 31.5 million isn't really what I'm after. I'm after closer to 50, to be totally honest, if I was to sell him. But what I am going to do is try and get rid of Joe Gomez, because I'm not a huge fan of him in-game. I'm also concerned the fact that he's not happy about being at the club as well. So we're going to try and get rid of him as part of a deal. I think he's on my list. Yeah, he's on my short list. We're going to get him Ben Chilwell. Now, we'll see how he gets on. He's obviously very fast, 5'10" as well. Done a little bit of research behind him. It looks like a good replacement as a secondary left-back behind, obviously, Galloway, who's currently suspended, I think. But yeah, we'll just go with a straight trade, 6.5 million. We're probably giving them a slightly better player here, to be honest, so I'll be annoyed if they don't accept it. But we'll go with a straight trade. Mendy was a player I was looking at and I would put in a bid for, but his pace just isn't good enough for my liking, so we won't bother with him. In terms of other left backs, Alaba, obviously out of our league really, and this is the final season now, so I can't really afford to spend all the money on getting Alaba in at left back, so we won't do that because I don't really have that sort of money available anymore. But we certainly will be looking to try and sign other players. We've got the money coming in, hopefully, from trying to win the pre-season friendly. We're currently in the semi-finals. We'll see whether we go out here or whether we continue to the final against Juventus, which we've done. 3-1 win in the semi-final. We've already beaten Juventus 2-1, but I certainly don't think that that means we're definitely going to win the final. I think it might be a little bit of a case that Juventus probably win that, but we'll wait and see. Player returning from injury, that is Promes, so he's actually come back a lot earlier than I thought. 2.5 million added onto our transfer budget, and a bid in for Cannell Brown, our goalkeeper. It's only a loan deal, 1 year loan. Pretty pointless now thinking about it because we're only doing this for another season, so don't know why I've done that. But Nelson's not happy with his role at the club. Another strange one. He's our starting right back, so I don't know why he's not happy. We've got Campbell accepting the contract. We can't really accept that one at the moment. I'm not too keen to get in Joel Campbell. He looks okay, but certainly we've also got Pereira as well that we could potentially try and sign. So we're not going to accept that one just yet. Again, we need a little bit more money coming in. We might have to sell a couple of players before we can get in any more. Wow, Leicester City have come back and said they're interested in the play, but they want 2 million as well just to top it off. We'll give them an extra million. Don't really want to go ahead and give them 2. We're already giving them a better left back, so they can't complain too much. Transfer offers in. Wow, these should be big offers. I mean, Andre Silva, Lukaku, some really pricey players there. Let's find out what they're like. 24.5 million for Andre Silva? They seem what he's done for the club. Definitely not happy with that. We're just going to reject it. I'm not even interested in risking him leaving. He looks really good for us. Lukaku, on the other hand, 33 million. I'll put in a counter offer, shall we? We'll go 50 million. I don't think they have that sort of money, so if they match it, I'll be surprised and we can let him go for 50. But other than that, I don't think they'll match it, to be honest. We don't have too much of a panic about. And even if they do, 50 million is a lot of money to bring in a new striker. And we've now got the final of the pre-season friendlies. So big match against Juventus. As we've done with all of them, we're going to submit through the calendar. It might mean that we lose. If it does, then that's a shame, obviously. We've drawn the final, but we'll wait and see now in the top right. We actually won the cup, it says in the top right, so we do get some more money. Fantastic stuff. An extra 2.88 million. Not too bad. Player injured. Joe Gomez out for 3 days. Good thing he's leaving. And Lewis Cook's not happy with his role at the club. Same with Benny Cafobe. Understandable, but not really too much I can do about that. Obviously, we're in pre-season friendlies at the moment, so they're not going to play loads anyway. We've got some more player drills to try and do the same 5 players that we've been doing for a little while now. I think it might have changed at the start of last episode, but a few of them have gone up there in attributes. Still waiting for a couple of their overalls to go up. So close. Paponi there, very, very close to go up to 56 overall. And yeah, let's move on to trying to sign somebody else. You don't know that I'm going to sign him, but we might well be able to get him in this episode. Here is the guy I'm after. Carlos Tevez, 36 years old. We only need him for a year to try and win the Champions League and the title. So we're going to try and get him in. 86 overall. Fantastic. Still got his pace. Still got his finishing. I mean, his stats galore really there, isn't it? Let's be honest. He looks fantastic still. 1.5 million and Kingsley Coman. Kingsley Coman's a player I'm going to try and get rid of. Obviously got a lot of new wingers trying to come in this summer, so I don't think he'll have much of a place in the team. No point keeping him after someone of more quality. Obviously, it's not really a like-for-like change because Coman was played more on the left than he was up front, but it's just a player that I'm trying to get rid of, so I thought I'd include in the deal. There's also one other surprise player as well, but I don't know whether we will put in a bid just yet, because we've lost Samaris, and he was going to be part of that deal to try and get in another player, but I might decide on that a little bit later on. We might not go ahead with the signing, trying to get in another defender, but I won't say who just yet. Everton trying to re-sign Lukaku. I mean, what is this game doing? We're just going to ask for, again, 50 million. If they want him, they can have him for 50 million. Luckily for us, Leicester have come back and accepted the bid that I put in for Ben Chilwell. It's going to be a 40 rand a week contract. Not too bad. It could have been more, I suppose, that he'd asking for there. We're going to go important first team player, as he will be, just behind Brennan Galloway in the pecking order. We've obviously got the bid for Pereira gone now. Joel Campbell's the only one left standing. His will probably expire quite soon. I'm not going to rush to those sort of deals. We've got loads and loads of time if we want, so I'm not going to rush to signing those wingers right now because Lukaku might be on the way out. 42 million they've come back and said they'll pay. Wasn't even expecting that to come back. 42 million is a lot of money. Oof, I asked for 50. Let me quickly decide on this one. Okay, here we go. We're going to meet them halfway. 46 million and he's yours. Just pay 4 more million and Lukaku is yours. He will be on the way out. We obviously got him in not so long back. I can't remember how much we paid for Lukaku. Was it a pre-contract agreement? I can't even remember, to be honest. But he's not been fantastic. He's been a little bit better recently, but he's certainly not been incredible. And for 46 million, I can get him better players, is basically my point. So I wouldn't be at a huge loss if he did go. Also, transfer negotiations could quite easily break down at some point during that negotiation. So it doesn't necessarily mean he will be leaving. We've got Ben Chilwell here coming in, and Joe Gomez going the other way to Leicester. Hopefully that extra bit of pace at left back when he does play helps us out in the season. I think that's just what Joe Gomez lacked a little bit of, that extra bit of pace. And again, we've got Everton coming back and saying they'll pay 39.5. Again, a little bit more than I was expecting them to be willing to pay. We'll ask for 46, exactly the same amount as we asked for FC Cologne. Now, we're going to move on to the next bid, the next offer that I'm trying to put in, and that's obviously for Tevez. They've rejected the initial offer. They're interested in the player, but they want 5.1 million on top of that. Seems a lot of money, really, for a 36-year-old. We'll go 3.5. Happy to pay that for Tevez. We've also got to bear in mind he's got a 70 grand a week contract as well. Hence why I've put Coman in there, who's, I think, got a fairly large contract. We'll wait and see here, actually, if we'll have a look. What's his contract? 20 grand a week. So, not quite as large as I thought, but still not bad, and it'll help us pay some of that wage for Tevez. Transfer offer in for De Jacques, one of our young players that have been developing slowly through the end of last season. Man United wanting him, our rival club. 1.8 million. Quite insulting, really. How's about they pay 31.8 million and they can have him? He's a really good youngster. He will get in the team a little bit, but I can't see really him being a first team player. We've got a lot of good players in our squad in midfield in particular, but he certainly will get into the cup teams and things like that, I'd imagine, this season. We've got to try and win as many games, basically, this season. We've got FC Cologne going back and saying they don't think he's worth that much. They weren't willing to extend to another 4 million on that bid. So we'll wait and see what Everton say to the 46 million as well that we asked for. They would have to increase their bid by nearly 7 million, which would be quite a lot, obviously. We've got some more player drills. This time players going up. 3 out of the 5 players have gone up in overall. That's great news. The goalkeeper there in particular looks like a really good player. 68 overall. He might be someone that I'd try and include in one of the cup teams maybe at some point. Boca Juniors accepting the bid I put in for Carlos Tevez, and at the moment he's on the way out of Boca Juniors. So we need to quickly rearrange the wage budget and things like that, and then we'll come back to his offer. Okay, here we go. We're going to offer him 80 grand a week, 2-year deal, 15% on the bonus per goal, and we'll wait and see what he says to that. Hopefully he agrees. Hopefully he doesn't say he doesn't want to relocate and all that nonsense. Otherwise we will probably just have to stop looking at him there. Man United don't believe he's worth that much. What a surprise that is. Kurt Zuma bidding for him from Nice. Want to try and keep the best players going into this crucial final season on the Leeds United career mode, so we're not going to get rid of him. Loads and loads of deals to sort out in this episode. We might not quite get to the first league game of the season, but we'll see what Everton say. They've matched the bid for Lukaku, 46 million. He's on the way back to Everton, unless obviously transfer negotiations break down along the way. We'll wait and see, but 46 million to go and spend on players will be incredible. Bidding for Mane, it's all kicking off. Everton again wanting Mane. We're going to ask for, I think 13.5 is a fair amount, so they should really match that. But again, obviously the Lukaku bid is gone in. They might not want to spend quite as much money on him. Bidding for Killock, Valencia want him. We'll let him go, really. We've obviously got enough cover, I think, in the left-back position. He doesn't look too bad, though, to be fair to him. 18 years old, 62 overall. He might not necessarily want to move, but we'll wait and see over the next few days. Tevez accepts the contract. Tevez joins, 3.5 million. Kingsley Coman going the other way to Boca Juniors. It's all kicking off here for us. So many transfers to get through. And we've got a bid in again for Mane. We're going to offer, again, ask for 13.5 million. That's kind of going to where we're going to set the bar at the moment. That money that we're getting in, we'll reinvest in more wingers. Obviously, the players that we've been looking at recently will be the ones that we'll be continuing to look at and trying to sign as Mane's replacement. And transfer talks have broken down. It's Killock not going to Valencia anymore. Everton have come back and said they'll match the 13.5 million for Mane. Tyson might be going to Norwich from Stoke. Okay, that's a bit of a strange one. 9 million. He was a player that we're looking at earlier on in the season, I believe, but not someone that we've looked at this summer because we don't really need him. We want someone that's better at finishing than that. 73, not good enough for me. 32 years old as well. Not that age really matters for us in this final season. Squad monthly reports, we won't look at that just yet. We're going to focus mainly on transfers this episode. Player sold, Lukaku's gone, 39 million added onto the budget. That means we need to try and get someone in. Obviously, we've signed Tevez. That might be enough for us, really. Bid in for Mullin from Sunderland, 3 million. That is his value. We're going to get rid of him for that amount. Accept it straight away. Hopefully, he leaves us. I'll quickly go through these. I won't show you any of the players, purely because there won't be that many players outstanding. So I'll quickly go through them, add them into my youth academy if I need to, and then we'll move back on to transfers again. Some more player drills to do instead of transfers for now. Let's wait and see how we get on. More players flying up in overall. Fantastic stuff for us. Again, the centre attacking mid going up, this time to 57 overall. Really flying up some of these players now. Kind of getting into a good rhythm of them going up every few weeks. That's good. In terms of players that we need to try and get in, we need to have a quick look at the team now, just kind of slow it down a little bit from the transfers that we've been bringing in, and just decide what is our best team, where do we need to improve, and I'll be back once I've done that. Oh, look at the front three that I've got. Zabala, Tevez, Promes. Again, let me know in the comments below if I'm pronouncing that one wrong. We've also got a bench of Silva and Schürrle. What a bench that is looking like. The front three look incredible for us. We've really sorted that out. I don't think we need to invest any more money into them, but I might look to maybe, if we are getting rid of Entep, maybe to get in another winger, but we'll have to wait and see. We've also got Antonio as well, so we've actually got a lot of different players when Mane leaves, looking like he will, so we might have to bring in maybe another midfielder. It's difficult to know, but in terms of the players that we've currently got going forward, we look really good. Now, there was one player I was looking at earlier on that I kind of mentioned. I said he was a defender, that we might look at him at some point if we had enough money. This was the guy I was on about. 87 overall, John Stones, 26 years old, Stats-wise, looking really good. Obviously, standing tackle, slide tackle, all that good stuff is looking fantastic. We're going to take a look at him, maybe look at putting in a bid. We'll see what they say. Obviously, he's quite an expensive player, value of 28 million at least. Obviously, he's got 12 months left on his contract, or 11 currently. So we'll wait and see what they say to an offer. We'll probably go with, I don't know whether to include the likes of Kurt Zuma. Ideally, I'd want to keep him, to be honest. Van Dijk, who hasn't been quite as good. So it might be Van Dijk that we get rid of. 13 million, then maybe put an extra 10 on top of that. See what Everton say to it. We've obviously done a lot of business with Everton so far. Maybe they'll let us have John Stones because we've given them Lukaku and possibly Mane by the looks of it. This might be the player that I've been looking at and I've been trying to get in for a little while. You've not really heard too much of me mentioning him, but I've been after somebody that really fills that position well. Matuidi's going to be that player, hopefully. Ntep is going to be the straight trade for him. Maybe try and get him in, 33 years old, 85 overall. Looks like a good buy for us. We need someone trying to play CDM as well. Stade de Reims have come back and said they don't believe Mane is worth 13.5 million, so they've not gone ahead with that. Bidding for Andre Silva, 26 million. Not interested in that. We are just going to reject it. I could reject all offers, but I do quite like seeing what sort of bids I get in for Silva, because to me, he's a really, really expensive player, and I don't think the offers that we get in are anywhere near what he's worth. That game against Newcastle is coming up very, very soon, really. Next episode we will play it. We've got some players sold here. Mullen's gone to Sunderland, 3 million. We get 2.5 of that. Mane's gone to Everton, and we get 11.5 of that. So not too bad. PSG have come back and said they're not interested in the player. That is not good. They don't want Ntep. So we're just going to go with money, basically. Not 900 million, but we do need him really before the Newcastle game, so we'll just go ahead with 15 million. I think we can make that back by selling Ntep, so we'll wait and see what they say to that. He's obviously 33 years old. Again, age isn't really a problem on your final season. They want 31 million and the player. Wow, we've given them 10 million in Van Dijk, 20 million in Van Dijk. Might be my final offer there. Don't really want to pay too much more for John Stones, who's only got a year left on his contract. Transfer offer in for Benikafobe, 9.5 million from Leicester City. Okay, now then, because we brought in Carlos Tevez, we might be able to get rid of Benikafobe. 11.5 million, we'll round it up to 12, I think, and we'll see what Leicester say to that. Okay, we're pretty much at the game against Newcastle now. We've obviously got a few final emails to have a look at before we end the episode. Transfer offer in for one of our youngsters. It's going to be a short-term loan. That means he'll be back in January, so we might be able to get some use out of him. The more likely thing is that he probably won't be used too much, but he's gone out on a short-term loan. PSG have accepted the bid for Matuidi, so we will go ahead with the 90 grand. We'll ask for a 2-year deal. Crucial first-team player, I think, as well, with him being 85 overall. He won't come in before the Newcastle match, though, sadly, and they've accepted the bid in for John Stones. Wow, that's incredible. 3-year deal, crucial first-team player, and he will be back, will be in the team, hopefully, for the second league game of the season. The first is against Newcastle. That'll be in the next episode. That is it for this episode. Thank you all for watching. If we could go ahead and hit 20 likes on this video, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Also, if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well. That'd be really appreciated. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow for another Leeds United career mode video. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.